Yeah, good evening, everybody. The court appearance today, much mostly expected by the Igbos to know the outcome of the appeal court. Hit on the rock, but it was full of jubilation and celebration as the Igbos were rest assured by American government that MAZI and the Kanu is not going to negotiate anymore with anybody. Why? Judging by the process through which he was brought into Nigeria, that Kano was forcefully, kidnapped from Nairobi, Kenya into Nigeria. American government is making their stance clear that Kano is not gonna go anywhere again like court or outside the court. That nobody again is going to negotiate with the current government as it was actually, happened during the previous government. That Donald Trump administration has actually decided to play consular role. That is the role of the fact that Kanu is no longer Nigerian citizen alone, but an American citizen. They could not even, America could not even remember Britain, the fact that Kanu has a British citizenship. No, America has actually sworn that they are going to swing into full action. That is not time for negotiation or dialogue anymore. But it is obvious that Nigeria is holding a British citizen. It just happened in Sokoto today because everybody was like looking towards Abuja, appeal court. But nothing like that happened. That's why you could not see anything on media in that regard that Kanu is going to court, which everybody, analyst, content creator, we are ready to disseminate the news, to the members of the public. So that's why everywhere was quiet today. But to the real Igbos that understood what happened, it was a jubilation, it was a jamboree. Because America has actually made their stance clear that Nigeria is holding Kanu illegally. The process through which he was brought into Nigeria made it impossible for any court in Nigeria to have the jurisdiction to try Kanu. So that is it today. That's why everybody was like, was it because of the transportation from Sokoto to Abuja, which of course the lawyers, Kanu's legal team objected. Some area actually doubted it that maybe Kanu was the one who would defend himself in the court of law. But it was clear, played out on media today that it was America that blocked that appeal court appearance. Kanu did not go to court. America said they are in full charge right now, that failure to do it, they are going to use action. I trust Donald Trump. Donald Trump has made his stand clear that by action, by behavior, by international, let me say, credibility, responsibility, Kanu is coming out without Nigerian consent, whether Nigeria likes it or not. That they have actually investigated the Kanu case, that Kanu has not committed any crime whatsoever against Nigerian nation, against anybody, against Africa, against any tribe, against any race. That by right, Kanu should be agitating for Biafra freely. And what Kanu did in the past, as everybody knew, he is the leader of the largest agitation group in the world. He did not commit any bloody criminality at all. He was doing it lawfully, due process, legally. He has not violated Nigerian law. He has not violated international law. Nor did he contravene ECOWAS, AU, or United Nations law. Everything he was doing before his apprehension was still within the international charter, the international bond, within the premises of United Nations, law, rules and regulation. Kanu did not violate anybody. He did not violate Africa. Kanu has not violated Europe, nor did he violate Nigeria. He was doing his business better than Igboho and other people that were fighting for the rights of common Nigerian citizens. So Trump has made his stance clear today. That's why Sokoto was quiet. Sokoto Correctional Center was quiet. Correctional Center was quiet because it was obvious that something was going on underground. It is a question of silence. A silence that is more noisier than war. That was what is actually going on now underground. America has wanted to come out openly to play consular role of the fact, more or less the fact, that Nigeria is withholding their citizen, MAZI Kanu, who was, recently recognized as a Georgia citizen in the United States of America. Status Georgia, fully awarded MAZI Kanu with citizenship award by recognition internationally, so that Nigeria does not have any impetus at all, both legal, extra-legal, and extrajudiciary, so far, to hold an American citizen by name MAZI NNAMDI Kanu. So that's why today we expected the news from the court to know what went on in the court. Nobody could actually. The process was, brought into Nigeria from Nairobi actually brought global attention, and that's has made it more or less a mechanism that, let me say, compel America, Canada, United States, Israel, Japan, Germany, the entire globe to recognize Kanu as a peaceful man, a good activist that was doing his business of agitation peacefully to the level of attracting Guinness World Book of Record, which actually made Kanu the most peaceful agitator in the world. An incentive Kanu won some 2-3 years ago globally. So that's why America has taken it upon themselves, actually stressing it clearly to Nigeria that they don't want any more negotiation. By recognition of Nnamdi Kanu as a citizen of the state of Georgia in the USA, America has made up their mind that whether Nigerian judiciary, the court, the executive, which is the office of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and the lawmakers, those political, lawmakers that are legislating wayo, crooked politicians like Akpabio and so on and so forth in the House, even Carlo Benjamin. Trump gave instruction that Kanu will no longer be stagnated in Sokoto prison, thereby blocking MAZI Kanu's appeal court appearance. That is exactly what went on the 18th of February 2026 Kanu court, appearance. America totally stopped Kanu, final appeal today in Sokoto, from Sokoto prison, to appeal court in Abuja. The whole world, especially the Igbos, were waiting, with such anxiety to know the outcome of today's court. But it was a big disappointment because America has actually decided that one of their own has been illegally imprisoned by the former AGF, Abubakar Malami, who is now cooling it off at DSS facilities where Kanu was kept before. America has swung into action, assuring the entire world that one of its citizens is illegally bundled from Nairobi, Kenya, into Nigeria, contraption. And today, America has taken another step, claiming it is a matter of urgency, no need of negotiation or consultation, that they have actually decided to come and remove their own from prison. They are not going to beckon on Tinubu or to beg anybody before taking this action. The states has made their own stance clear that Kanu is one of their citizen of state of Georgia, to be precise. So with the document of citizenship right now, America has actually perfected the mechanism to remove Kanu from Sokoto Correctional Prison. It is obvious that since morning we were waiting as content creators and Biafra analysts, but none could be availed today, because we were asking questions. What was it that could have happened early in the morning that we could not see Kanu on social media or watch the court appearance as usual in the past? But it was all nullified today. The attempt to watch Kanu, to listen to the court proceedings, actually hit the rock today, not knowing actually that America has stepped in. Consular rule is a role any country could play if its or her citizen is being held across the border. So America has been observing Kanu case and following, chronologically, as Nigerian judiciary and all its components have been messing themselves, trying to suppress a man who has never committed any crime against either Nigerian states or Nigerian citizens. Today, Trump has actually proven the love he has for Biafra and MAZI Nnamdi Kanu, who has been working hard to make sure that Igbos exit from Nigeria, Republic of Zoo. So what we are saying right now is the court, the Nigerian judiciary, the president and the vice president of Nigeria, SOKOTO, and all his, subjects, Fulani, Muslim pigs, have actually, failed on their hard work to seize MAZI Nnamdi Kanu in jail. So America has stepped in. They have stepped up the fight, against oppression and marginalization of the people from southeastern Nigeria. Kanu's attempt to appear in the court today hit the rock, and is a welcome, situation by all the Igbos, by all the southeasterners, Igbos in diaspora and in Nigeria. Everybody is right now rejoicing, celebrating, and merrying, because it is what is expected of Donald Trump before his regime elapses, the next 3 years. Trump has been on it, a very nice man, and you could see today Trump has made us proud. Kanu could not appear in the court because America said it's a matter of urgency. It's no longer a question of dialogue. We cannot dialogue anymore. Kanu is our citizen. That is exactly the body language of Donald Trump, who has given instruction for the process of removing Kanu, either by force or by document. The American citizens are rejoicing as well, because why? Their fellow citizen, Mr. MAZI Nnamdi Kanu, is illegally jailed at Sokoto Correctional Prison. Omotocho Nto, James Omotocho, Tinubu, Nigerian court, AGF, yeah, that's it. I'm an Igbo man, and Kanu happens to be my brother. I've been at least, doing my best all these years to make sure that the whole world hears my voice over Kanu's ordeal. Agonizing situation since 2021, June to be precise, when he was illegally abducted from Nairobi, Kenya. Once upon a time, a great Igbo man was working hard to make sure that Igbo's oppression, persecution, and marginalization by the Nigerian states could stop abruptly. Perfected by the current American President Donald Trump. Oh, it is a dream that has come true today. And I'm very, very happy, because I waited since morning to know the outcome of appeal court at FCT, Federal Capital Territory, Republic of Zoo. But we could not see MAZI Nnamdi Kanu anywhere. All roads still led to Abuja today. Nowhere to find MAZI Nnamdi Kanu. The procession of justices, falsified, crooked, bench of lawyers, they could not do their utmost, delaying tactics and procrastinating, tactics today to delay MAZI Nnamdi Kanu further. America says it is a question of time, that within the framework, time frame, they are going to labor hard to make sure that forces behind, bringing Kanu out of prison is going to stand still. I have been saying this, I predicted it previously, that we, the Biafran faithfuls, should not bother, that there are forces that are standing by today, ready to remove Kanu out of Sokoto Correctional Prison. That dream has come true today, when we all waited to see Kanu. We waited to see him. All our effort was dashed on the rock. Kanu should be free. That is what America citizens, American law, American congressmen, and even Donald Trump, the #1 citizen of the United States of America, has been singing and dancing in recent times. They awarded him, citizenship of state of Georgia, and probably Nigerian politicians are deaf, very wicked sort of political crooks. They could not even mind the danger ahead that Kanu, now a citizen of America, should be let off the hook. Beginning of Donald Trump, one America. Onyisi in the America is the beginning of the political crooks, all their classes and components in Nigeria wisdom. They don't know the worth of Trump. Like and share my YouTube channel, MAZI NNAMDI Kanu Freedom Media Communications. Here comes end of this analysis. Until tomorrow morning, I will come with more details on what went on at Sokoto today, being the 18th of February 2026, when Kanu failed to appear at the Appeal Court, Abuja. Good night, my great viewers. I love you all. Thank you for watching.